Hey Pip, I'm glad you're here. This is Coach Bill back here with the Better Ball Player. Glad you're with us today. This is day 9 in our swing school training. Okay, today is day 9. It's pitch timing, and it's where we start to wrap all of those previous functional skill training and we start to put it together to create our swing. Okay, so the actual work today. So let's start there with our actual work. We're going to do the swing speed control drill. And I put here 3 by 9. I said 3 by 9, but that's not actually off of a tee. You don't actually need to use a tee. You could do this as a front toss. I just placed this here. But basically what I'm talking about is you would begin your swing, okay, get your warm up, use your torso burner, then you're going to use your swing, your full swing, take a high energy swing at a level 10, and then take a swing at 9, at 8, then at a perceived level 7, 6, all the way down to 5, down to half speed, okay? And I just want you to take note of where your best swings were, okay? And if you have your pocket radar up or your radar measuring device up, you're going to get that number, okay? Make sure you remember what it is and then work your way back up. So you go to 6, you go to 7, you go to 8, and you go to 9. And probably what you'll find is you're going to find that your swing was at its best pretty close as to the same speed as when you went down as when you came back up. So when you get to that 9, go ahead, take about 3 or 4 swings at that level, okay? And we're just trying to figure out where we are. And you're going to measure this. A good speed would be within 90% of what your raw data speed was on the very first day that you hit. Okay, so go ahead, take the time to do that. Work with that. It's going to become very important going forward. Anytime you feel a little off, things aren't quite right, we feel a little inconsistent, always come back to the swing speed control drill. Okay, helps us to understand that I'm moving my body, I'm trying to move my body fast, I'm trying to move my middle. And so what I can do here is but I need it to be under control. So what I can do here is I can always come back, figure out where it is that I'm under control, and then continue on from that point in time. So please take your time to do that. Then the granddaddy of them all, this is where we're laying down our foundation. Okay, this is a foundational building block. This is the right now drill. You can link into it in the description. So it'll have a pretty lengthy description as to what we're talking about, but this is how we begin to get on time. All right, we begin to get on time, and then we'll have the 3-bat drill. We used that yesterday. We used that in the day 8, and the 3 bats. This time, your pitcher, the batting practice pitcher here, or your coach, they can throw 2 speeds. We're going to throw inside and outside. Okay, and then there should be a second speed. And those are going to be fastball shapes, and those are also inside and outside. So if we're working at 70, we can go 70 and 65, okay? And 2 different speeds. Please make sure that you're marking them down. 3 bats. You're going to switch out every 3 bats so we get an idea. And what happens here is, just depending on the size of the bat, you're either going to make your pitcher faster or slower, so you have to use that right now, okay? And you're going to see, based on what happened yesterday when we did, just that little test, right? Probably struggled with that a little bit. Today you're going to see how quick you can pick up on getting on time. Okay. So today what we're looking at is trying to be flexible, trying to be plastic in our mind. So when most hitters come in and let's say they're geared to try to hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, well, what will happen is they'll probably struggle if that pitch is at 80, and they'll struggle if that pitch is at 100, right? We're just not going to be anywhere near 100% on time, and there's a reason for that. There's a little bit of a speed gap in the brain, and so what will happen is the body's tendencies are always to sink to the middle. Add on top of that our eyes are really bad at detecting speed, because the 2 things we need to detect speed are distance and time. Well, those are the premiums of hitting, right? Those are what the pitchers are trying to capitalize on, are a short distance and relatively a little bit of time, okay? So the body and mind instinctively understand how to get on time, But typically, as coaches, we mess it up. We get in the way. We start making hitters think too much. And, if we were just in the backyard watching a wiffle ball game or a tennis ball game or home run derby, you would see a hitter be on time pretty much every time. Okay. So, and that's pretty much the essence of what hitting is here. So we're looking to create that 100% efficient swing and apply it to the ball at 100% of the time. So in honesty, very rarely does that happen. It's my belief it's about once in every 400 to every 450 swings by an amateur ball player. It's less than that as a professional or collegiate player, but not a lot less than that. Over the course of 600 swings within a season, probably a professional ball player might square it up 15 times, getting to their absolute best, right near their maximum. So it's not happening a lot. Okay. So pretty much as pitchers become more aware of this whole idea of EV, hitting is going to be a little bit harder. And so that's where the idea of hunting rather than reacting. By definition, reacting, we just can't be even close to 100% on time. And so now hunting pitch speeds is the only chance that my belief is that a hitter can have to compete with elite pitchers. Okay, the best pitchers in your league. Okay, and so especially those that are EV efficient. So we have to begin to understand what's going on. So hopefully, yesterday we talked about this is going to be a massive mindset shift into how you go about approaching hitting. And trust me, you're going to miss from time to time. There's no way we're going to be maximizing every swing. However, what I want you to understand is I am not necessarily happy on putting the ball in play. There are situations where that occurs, yes. But as a basis of my hitting theory, and when I say mine, I'm talking about every hitter's individual take on how they want to hit. What I'm looking at is, in order for this training to be effective, you're going to have to change how you apply energy to the ball. And I want you to be 100% energy, 100% on time. Okay, so the idea of being 100, 100, and that is our primary goal. So the training at swing school here, at level 1 swing school, is geared towards learning how to apply your energy to the ball. That's why it's important to understand forward momentum. It's important to all of those functional skills, right? Absorption, so on and so forth. So that is how we go about applying that energy and applying it 100% on time. So let's deal with first things first. So let's understand that to become 100% efficient, right, means that when you miss, which is most of the time, we'll still be at a level that the reactionary hitters are planning for. So I don't want to be a reactionary hitter, okay? So although all through this training, however, there are timing techniques that are blended into the swing efficiency, and that's going to help you get ready for the next level of pitch timing. Okay, so level 2, that is about pitch recognition and timing phase and all that stuff. So we'll talk about that when we get there, okay? But right now, becoming 100% efficient, creating that A-level swing, okay, utilizing the right now, that's what this day is all about, okay? It's starting to get fun right now, guys. So pick it up. Again, as always, take your time. Take as much time as you need before you proceed to the next day. I know, and I'm laying it out as day 1, whatever. This could be 1 month into it. This might be day 9, right? One after the other, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with either approach, okay? Just take your time, understand as much as you need, and what we're going to do is we're going to end up going back over this once again, okay? So take as much time as you need. Each drill builds upon itself. Now we're getting into the idea of getting on time. Please go through that right now drill. That's going to be so important. Make sure that you're utilizing the techniques there. And I will leave you with this. I will leave you with this little story that I often tell. So when I was a young fella, I would get home from school about 10 minutes before my dad would get home from work. And as a young man, I always enjoyed my music. And so when I got home every day, I would turn my music on and I'd be the only one in the house. So I would have it at 8 because apparently as a young man, I have to listen to music extremely loud. Don't we all? Don't be afraid to listen to it loud. But anyhow, my dad would come home and every day, and it was like a dance that we did with that I did with my dad, and there was no animosity. It was just sort of a running gag with us. He would come up the hallway, and it was his way of saying, hello to me for the day. And he would say, "Hey, Bill, can you turn that down?" And so I would say, "Sure." And I would take the knob, and I'd go from 8 to 7. Okay. I certainly turned it down, correct? Yes, I did. So from 8 to 7. Well, about 5 minutes later, my dad would come back up the hallway and he'd peek his head inside the door. And as he was reaching to the stereo knob, he would take it from 7 all the way down to 4. From 8 to 4. Okay. And then he would always chuckle and say, "I thought I asked you to turn that down." And I would say, "Well, but I did." Okay. Well, what I would say to you, this is exactly what hitters do. We think we're making adjustments and we're making these micromentals, 8 to 7s. Okay. We need to make 8 to 4s and 4 to 8s. Those are the adjustments that you're going to need to make when you start that right now drill. Don't be afraid to be bold. Be very bold with the adjustment. Okay. All right. Attack it. Be aggressive with it. Say them out loud when you get to your right nows. That will help you. Eventually they become rote. You internalize them and everything will turn out to be pretty good. All right. Hey, that's it for today. Check in the descriptions. Hey, if you like this, please, please, please hit subscribe. And if you know somebody that could use this help, please just pass it along. Tell them where we're at. Obviously, you can always come in and find all the videos that we've done so far here for our swing school. In the meantime, this is Coach Bill. I shall see you soon.